November 14th, 2019, York Prison Vocal Empowerment Group. That's our second to last night. And tonight we talked about how these women's voices change and are affected and influenced by being in prison. And the biggest theme that was talked about was the need to both use their voices to protect themselves and use their voices to protect others. And protecting others looks like, say, a woman gets her papers and finds out she's going to be released and go to a halfway house. And so she will no longer be an inmate at York. She will keep that information low and within her so as not to hurt or make another inmate feel hopeless. And then there are other reasons she has to keep that information low, because there are inmates she may encounter who will try to sabotage her release, and do things to her to try to stir up a reaction in her and get her in trouble. So there's just this whole system of having to repress the voice based on living in an environment like this one. We also talked about when they get out, because at this point the women I'm working with are all at some point going to be released. We talked about how they may face like a crisis in their sense of expression and their sense of identity, because all of a sudden they'll be out in the world without so many restrictions and having this resource, this voice of theirs, and they may have to go through some kind of a crisis, like a wrestling period where they don't know when to talk, they don't know when to withdraw, they don't know when to protect, because it's all different and it's all new. And granted, some women have shorter prison stays, so the crisis isn't as big. But for the women who've been in 6 years, 10 years, 25 years, there's going to be growing pains, and we talked about that tonight. And then we also just played with the voice tonight, like lots of improv singing techniques and games, and some positive affirmations, and just a lot of laughter tonight. It's interesting how we can go from such deep and somewhat heavy topics and themes to doing a vocal exercise that makes the women laugh so hard that they're crying. And I love that about this group and this opportunity I have to be a guide to these women. So thanks for listening. Next week's our last week. Bye.